Hey, Bears fans. As we gear up for Sunday night at Soldier Field, the anticipation is real, and the cold is about to play a starring role in this matchup against the Rams. If you're heading out to the game, make sure to bundle up because we're talking temperatures that will test even the most seasoned Chicago football fan. But beyond just braving the cold, this is a game where the elements could very well shape the outcome, and the Bears seem poised to capitalize. The forecast suggests a high of 18 degrees during the day, but by the time kickoff rolls around after sunset, we're looking at lows around 7 degrees, and the wind chill could make it feel as cold as 0 or even below. That is the kind of weather that can rattle a team that spends most of the year playing under the California sun. Looking at the Rams, their preparation options are limited. Unless they arrived in Chicago days in advance to acclimate, which they haven't, they won't get much chance to practice in real cold weather conditions. The coldest game they've faced all season was in Carolina, with temperatures hovering around 45 degrees, still far above freezing. In Los Angeles, there's simply no way to replicate sub-zero temperatures, no matter how creative you get with indoor or outdoor drills. Rain? Sure. Wet balls? Absolutely. But practicing as if the temperature is right at 0? That's impossible. And that's why the Bears have a clear edge here. They have lived, trained, and competed in weather like this all season, which gives them an advantage in terms of both physical readiness and mental preparation. Now, looking at the Rams' history in colder games, this could be the coldest they've ever played under head coach Sean McVay. In his years coaching Los Angeles, the team hasn't often faced games below freezing, and their record in those situations is mixed at best. Matthew Stafford, their quarterback, has performed reasonably well in cold conditions, but his mobility is limited, and he relies heavily on a clean pocket. While he can make the long throws if protected, the Bears' plan in these elements is to disrupt that rhythm, to force him off his spot, and challenge him in ways that the weather amplifies. Stafford has a big arm, no question, and he can throw through wind and cold, but the full arsenal of plays that rely on movement and improvisation becomes less effective when the temperature is near 0, and that's exactly the situation the Bears are preparing to exploit. On the flip side, the Bears thrive in these conditions. This 2025 roster has embraced cold weather, and it shows in their preparation and execution. Caleb Williams is, without a doubt, one of the most element-proof quarterbacks in the league. He combines durability, mobility, and arm strength in a way that few others can, and his ability to operate under adverse weather conditions is a major asset. He can escape pressure, throw on the move, and maintain accuracy despite the cold. That kind of skill set is invaluable when temperatures dip below freezing, and it gives the Bears a confidence that's hard to measure but impossible to ignore. The Bears' offensive line and running game are equally crucial in these circumstances. Cold weather football is about physicality at the point of attack. It's about pushing the pile, leaning on your linemen, and establishing control on the ground. While the running game has had its ups and downs this season, it is central to controlling the clock and setting the tone against a team unaccustomed to sub-zero temperatures. When the Bears run effectively, they force defenses to play tough and disciplined football, and that's exactly what Sunday night requires. If the line holds and the run game functions, it opens everything up for Caleb Williams to operate with precision, even in the harshest conditions. Experience in the elements cannot be understated. The Bears have been through cold weather games before, and the coaching staff has ensured that the team is acclimated. Practices without heaters, drills conducted outside in freezing temperatures, all of these routines build a mental and physical resilience that the Rams simply cannot replicate on short notice. Every snap, every drive, every play in cold weather is a test of endurance, toughness, and focus, and the Bears are uniquely prepared for it. The contrast between the two teams is stark. One comes from mild, temperate conditions most of the year, while the other has honed their craft in exactly the environment Sunday night promises to deliver. Special teams also become a factor in weather like this. Cairo Santos, the Bears' kicker, has demonstrated reliability in tough conditions at Soldier Field. While the Rams have been experimenting with new kickers and had some struggles in the past, Chicago's special teams have adapted to this environment, giving them another layer of potential advantage. The cold magnifies every misstep, and comfort in the elements can make a decisive difference, especially in a game expected to be tightly contested. Mentally, the Bears are ready. They have developed the toughness needed to thrive in freezing temperatures, from the defensive line absorbing hits to the quarterback and receivers executing precise plays despite numb fingers and stiff joints. The team has been conditioned for this moment, and the preparation is evident in their confidence and focus. While the Rams have talent and experience, the elements create a variable that levels the playing field in favor of the Bears. Physical strength, mental toughness, and experience with the cold all intersect to provide a subtle yet powerful edge for Chicago as they welcome Los Angeles to Soldier Field. As we look forward to Sunday night, the question is not just about talent or strategy, but about which team can best navigate the brutal conditions. The Bears have a blueprint for success in the cold, and they've practiced and played through similar circumstances throughout the season. Their ability to execute under duress, maintain discipline, and capitalize on the elements gives them a tangible advantage. While no outcome is guaranteed, the combination of preparation, experience, and physical capability suggests that the Bears are better equipped to handle the 0-degree wind chill and everything else that comes with playing in one of the coldest stadiums in the league. As the game unfolds deeper into the night, the physical toll of the cold becomes more apparent with every series. This is where depth, conditioning, and discipline start as separate teams, and it is an area where Chicago feels increasingly comfortable. The Bears have leaned into this identity all season, understanding that games at Soldier Field in winter are not meant to be pretty. They are meant to be demanding, uncomfortable, and relentless. When the temperature drops and the wind cuts across the field, technique and toughness matter just as much as talent, and that combination favors a team that has already built its habits around surviving these conditions. Defensively, the Bears are positioned to turn the cold into a weapon. Pass rushers gain an edge when offensive linemen lose just a fraction of flexibility, and wide receivers often struggle to maintain sharp breaks when the field feels like concrete. Chicago's defense thrives on pressure and timing, and both become harder to execute for an opponent not accustomed to playing in near-zero wind chill. The longer the game stays tight, the more every hit seems to sting, and that cumulative effect can alter decision-making, especially for a quarterback who prefers to operate from a clean pocket. If the Bears can consistently collapse the pocket and force quicker throws, the elements magnify those disruptions snap after snap. Another subtle factor is ball security. In extreme cold, the football feels harder, slicker, and less forgiving. Running backs must protect it with extra care, quarterbacks have to grip it firmly, and receivers need strong hands to finish catches through contact. The Bears have already dealt with these conditions earlier in the season, which gives them a sense of comfort in adjusting grip, gloves, and technique. For a visiting team, even small adjustments can take time, and early mistakes can snowball into hesitation. When hesitation creeps in, aggressiveness fades, and that plays directly into the hands of a defense that thrives on dictating tempo. Caleb Williams' presence continues to loom large in this context. His ability to extend plays without panicking is especially valuable when routes break down or timing gets disrupted by the cold. Unlike quarterbacks who rely strictly on structure, he can adapt in real time, turning broken plays into positive gains. In freezing conditions, that flexibility becomes even more important because no game plan survives perfectly intact. His toughness allows him to absorb contact and keep moving, and that resilience sends a message to both sidelines that the Bears are comfortable grinding this game out for all 4 quarters. On the other side, the Rams skill players face a unique challenge. Speed and finesse can still matter, but cold weather often neutralizes those advantages just enough to level things out. Defensive backs are more willing to play physical at the line, knowing receivers may struggle to regain balance. Timing routes require precision, and precision is harder to maintain when muscles tighten and footing becomes unpredictable. Chicago's defense understands this and will look to contest every catch, forcing the Rams to earn yards a hard way rather than allowing easy rhythm throws. The crowd at Soldier Field also plays a role in shaping the atmosphere. Cold weather games tend to bring out a certain edge in fans, a sense that if they are enduring these conditions, the visiting team should feel it too. Noise, energy, and emotion all feed into the pressure on the opposing offense, particularly in key moments. Communication becomes more difficult. Fingers are numb, breath turns visible in the air, and every snap feels heavier than the last. The Bears feed off that environment, using it to sustain intensity even when fatigue sets in. As the second half wears on, coaching decisions become increasingly important. Managing time of possession, choosing when to stay aggressive and when to play field position, all of it is influenced by the weather. The Bears staff has shown a willingness to adapt their approach based on conditions, leaning into physical football rather than forcing unnecessary risks. In a game like this, patience can be just as valuable as explosiveness, and trusting preparation becomes essential. Each successful drive that eats up clock and forces the Rams' defense back onto the field in the cold compounds the advantage. Special teams moments can quietly swing momentum as well. Field position is critical when long drives are harder to sustain, and punting, kickoffs, and returns all become more unpredictable in freezing temperatures. The Bears' familiarity with the swirling winds at Soldier Field gives them confidence in these situations, while the Rams must adjust on the fly. Even a slight miscalculation can turn into a costly mistake, and in a low-scoring, grinded-out game, those margins matter. What makes this matchup so compelling is that the weather does not guarantee anything. Talent still matters. Execution still matters. Discipline still matters. But the cold amplifies strengths and weaknesses, exposing which team is truly comfortable playing this style of football. The Bears have leaned into that reality, building a mindset that treats harsh conditions as an opportunity rather than an obstacle. Every rep in practice, every cold weather snap earlier in the season, feeds into this moment, reinforcing the belief that this is their kind of game. As the minutes tick away and the temperature continues to drop, the challenge becomes as much mental as it is physical. Staying locked in, avoiding frustration, and continuing to execute fundamentals are what separate teams that endure from teams that fade. The Bears have shown throughout the season that they are willing to embrace discomfort, to play through pain, and to trust the work they have put in. In a matchup defined by cold, contact, and composure, those traits become increasingly valuable, especially as the game reaches its most critical moments and the outcome hangs on which side is willing to keep pushing when everything feels heavier and slower, and every breath reminds you just how unforgiving the night has become. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Chicago Bears. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a development that has sent shockwaves through the NFL community, former MVP Cam Newton has reportedly made a stunning admission regarding Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields, an admission that seems to starkly contrast with his criticisms throughout the season. Newton, who spent part of his career dissecting opposing offenses and mentoring younger quarterbacks, had not held back on calling out Fields' inconsistencies on the field, questioning his decision-making and ability to lead under pressure. Yet, sources close to the quarterback whisper that Newton recently backtracked in a manner that caught fans and analysts completely off guard. Insiders suggest that Newton acknowledged certain hidden aspects of Fields' game, attributes he claims he had underestimated or overlooked amid his critiques. While the specifics of Newton's revelation remain unclear, speculation is rife that it could relate to Fields' leadership in the locker room, his resilience in high-pressure situations, or his ability to adapt on the fly during games. Whatever the case, this sudden pivot from outspoken critic to cautious appreciator has intensified the spotlight on the Bears' ongoing struggles this season. Chicago's locker room has been described by insiders as tense, with whispers of internal friction exacerbated by inconsistent performances and external scrutiny. Newton's newfound acknowledgement of Fields, however, could signal a subtle shift in perception or even hint at an underlying respect that had been masked by earlier comments. Some analysts are now debating whether Newton's change in tone might influence the Bears' approach to handling their young quarterback, especially as rumors swirl about potential coaching adjustments or strategic tweaks. Fans on social media have latched onto Newton's admission, with reactions ranging from disbelief to cautious optimism. Some see it as validation for Fields, suggesting that even harsh critics recognize his potential, while others interpret it as a strategic move by Newton to maintain relevance in the quarterback conversation. Regardless, the timing of this revelation has done little to calm the ongoing debate about the Bears' future direction, their quarterback situation, and how the team plans to navigate a season riddled with uncertainty. As the NFL rumor mill churns, one thing is clear. The dynamics between Cam Newton and Justin Fields have become one of the most intriguing subplots of the league, blending criticism, unexpected praise, and the ever-present drama of a team striving to find its identity amid mounting pressure. The next moves from both Newton and the Bears organization could very well define how this narrative unfolds. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Chicago Bears, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.